Hello again from Custom Home Builder Solutions, also known as CHS, a job costing, full accounting, and profit management software for the professional home builder. In this video, I'm going to talk about what if you entered something like I used an example that I'll be using here. Like say I use City of Austin, and I posted $300 to one job, but really $100 should be split, $100 to each of three jobs. And I realized that after it's been posted, etc., and I want to split it between three different jobs, and I'd rather not void the check and delete the entry, etc. I'd like to show you a little tool that you'll see available based on certain conditions when you're editing an accounts payable entry, which is where most job costs come from. So let's go to the big payables, transactions, vendor ledgers, and I'm going to just use the full wide range of dates that are shown up here. And I'm going to just look for City of Austin, something I noticed on a job cost report, and I said, well, this should have been split to three jobs. So let's open this, let it look for everything, and it only has one entry for $300, and it's to this job, and it should have been to three different jobs. So I'm going to click the edit button. And you'll notice either sometimes, depending on where you're at, there may be a button or there may be a hyperlink that says split entry. That split entry hyperlink won't show up unless there is a job code most of the time, or a cost code, because it's meant for job costs, to be splitting job costs, between three different entries, not between GL account numbers, etc. One thing about it is you won't see that link if you've made any changes on the rest of the fields, because it needs to be saved before we can go split an entry. So notice what happens if I just type an S. That link disappeared on me. In our lingo, it means this went dirty and that it either needs to be submitted or reset before you'll see that link again. I'm just going to reset my form so that it gets rid of that S I typed. So let's talk about this split entry, how I can use it to get this $300 split to three different jobs. So I'm going to click this button. Excuse me, there's stuff in the air today. And what you'll see is that you'll see the amount of the total entry. You'll see the cost code that was used. You could split it to three different cost codes for the same job almost if you wanted to. But let's take the job it was posted to. We do want part of it there. So let's put that, and let's use that cost code 1470 still for electric service. And I don't know what the description of this is. I just made up some bill to do this. And I'm going to put $100 as my total. And it looked to drop in some other information related to this job. Now what I'd like to do, I could either use the plus button to just make a brand new blank row, but I'd like to copy it because I'm going to use the same cost code and same description. So I'm copying it. So now there's some other job maybe I'm supposed to have put it to. And so there's $300 there. So it's showing me there's 200 and 300. It's going to want these to be equal. I have total of records to submit 200, but it's going to want these to be equal. For one thing, this check was paid, etc. We need to make sure that we end up totaling up our lines to the total of the original entry. So let's copy and let's just randomly choose some other job. I think I have a test job or something. Let's just use that one. So now they are equal, and I've got them posted to three different jobs. What CHS will do behind the scenes is take the 300 out of this original one, 3811. You'll see a minus for 300, but then you'll see a plus 100, plus 100. So what I'm going to do is submit this. I could reset and get all blank lines again. We've talked about the fields that are on here in other videos about what these various fields in accounts payable are for. And it's asking me if it's okay to do that. And so then it's going to go ahead and do it. Now you'll see that there are actually four entries. What CHS did was take and put a minus to this cost code and job, and cost code job, etc., reverse to split entry, and then there's 3 more lines to put the entries back. So the total of these entries that you'll see for the records to split is 0. This is just an information window that opens to let you know what just happened and what CHS just posted. So I'll close this, and now you'll see that this grid has been refreshed also, that we have a 300 in, 300 out, reverse to split entry. Right, you can see that that happened, and you can see that it retained the same check number, the same cash account, same GL number, that kind of thing. If you decide to split an entry and there's been a PO attached to that original entry, it will pop up and tell you that you need to unattach the PO, which makes sense because all of a sudden we'll have 3 other entries with 3 different cost codes, 3 different jobs where the PO wouldn't match. So you would need in this original entry to set the PO to none, and if you needed to, you could go make POs for these 3 and edit it again and get the POs reattached. The POs don't get split when you do this. This is just an accounting thing. You need a higher level of permission to do this, a bookkeeping level. And you also, it can't be done if the amount was a negative amount. It just doesn't work too well that way. And there's other reasons, if the job had been closed, if it was a retainage entry, things like that. But CHS will tell you about why it can't do that split. It's just a tool to make it a little bit handier to do the split without going and voiding the check and deleting the original entry. You might find that that's handier to go ahead, or if it's unpaid, just delete it and go ahead and re-enter your 3 lines for the bill. That's why you see that split entry button. That's what it's used for, to split something that you meant to split out to more than one job. And that's really the full use of what split entry is if you need to make use of it. Thanks for watching.